Many people are shocked when their glucose spikes even though they didn't touch sugar. But the truth is, it's not always the sweet foods that send your blood sugar climbing, it's the hidden factors happening behind the scenes. Think of your glucose like a roller coaster. Even a bowl of rice, a banana, or a piece of bread can send you up and down if the timing and combination of the meal open the glucose gates too quickly. When we eat carbs alone, without fiber or protein, those gates swing wide, and glucose rushes in faster than the body can handle. Your gut also plays a powerful role. When the microbiome is inflamed or unbalanced, even healthy carbs can cause bigger spikes. And if your metabolic flexibility, your body's ability to switch between burning sugar and burning fat, is weak, your glucose rises higher and stays elevated longer. But here's the encouraging part. You don't have to remove carbs to stabilize your blood sugar. By adjusting the order of eating, combining foods strategically, caring for the gut, and training the body to use glucose efficiently, you can enjoy your favorite meals without the roller coaster. Lowering blood sugar this way leads to smoother energy, easier weight control, reduced inflammation, and better long-term metabolic health. Your meals still feel satisfying, but your body stays calm. Before we dive into the 5 key strategies, tell me in the comments, do you think carbs are the real problem, or is it simply the way we eat them? When most people think about lowering blood sugar, they imagine cutting out bread, rice, fruit, or anything that looks like a carb. But the body is far more elegant than that. You don't have to ban the foods you love, you just have to eat them in a sequence that your system can handle. Think of your stomach like a busy intersection and glucose as a long line of cars trying to get through. If all the cars rush in at once, you get chaos, traffic, and stress on the system. But if you place the right traffic controllers at the intersection first, everything moves smoothly, without spikes or crashes. That's exactly what happens when you eat fiber first, protein next, and carbs last. Fiber acts like a soft, absorbent sponge. When it reaches your stomach first, it lays down a gentle buffering layer along your digestive tract. This layer slows the speed at which glucose enters your bloodstream. The glucose gates don't swing wide open. They open slowly, steadily, giving your body time to respond. Protein comes next, and it works like a metabolic stabilizer. When you eat protein before your carbs, your body releases different digestive hormones that help regulate appetite, improve insulin response, and keep glucose from rising too fast. By the time carbs arrive at the end of the meal, your system is prepared, calm, and ready to handle them without the usual spike. Imagine a typical breakfast. Most people start with carbs, toast, cereal, fruit, or a pastry. When carbs hit an empty stomach, the glucose rush is immediate. But if you start breakfast with something like a handful of nuts, a spoonful of chia pudding, sautéed vegetables, or even a simple fiber snack, you create that protective layer first. Follow it with eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a plant-based protein option. And then, only after those pieces are in place, enjoy your toast, oatmeal, or fruit. Suddenly, the same breakfast that once spiked your glucose becomes far more stable without removing any foods. Lunch works the same way. Picture someone eating a big bowl of white rice or pasta right away. Their glucose climbs quickly, energy crashes later, hunger returns fast, and cravings follow. But if they simply begin with a salad full of leafy greens, cucumbers, or broccoli, the fiber acts like a natural break. Add a piece of chicken, tofu, fish, beans, or eggs next. When the rice, pasta, or bread arrives last, your body handles it with far less stress. The carbs are still enjoyable, still satisfying, and still part of your meal, but without the roller coaster that used to follow. Dinner is where many people struggle the most, especially after a long day. By evening, the body is tired, insulin sensitivity is naturally lower, and heavy carb-first meals can create large spikes. But the same sequence can transform the entire experience. Start with vegetables, cooked or raw doesn't matter. The point is to give your gut that fiber shield. Then move to your protein source, fish, lentils, paneer, chicken, beans, or any option you enjoy. End with your potatoes, rice, pasta, tortillas, or bread. You can eat the exact same dinner you're used to, but your blood sugar behaves completely differently. This sequence also supports gut health in profound ways. When fiber reaches the gut first, it feeds beneficial bacteria, reduces inflammation, and strengthens the gut lining. A healthier gut naturally improves glucose metabolism. And when your insulin response is smoother, thanks to protein in the middle of the meal, your body doesn't overreact by storing excess glucose as fat. Over time, this reduces cravings, stabilizes appetite, and makes weight management easier. You're not restricting, you're cooperating with your biology. The beauty of this method is its simplicity. No complicated diets, no elimination rules, no guilt around carbs, just a gentle shift in the order of eating. When you use this approach consistently, you begin to feel it. Steadier energy, fewer crashes, less brain fog, better digestion, calmer hunger, deeper sleep, and a sense of control without restriction. Your meals still taste the same, but your body responds differently, in the best way possible. Tell me in the comments, which part of the meal order do you struggle with the most? Fiber, protein, or saving carbs for last? Most people are surprised when something as simple as vinegar or lemon water can dramatically change the way their body handles glucose. But these small habits work like quiet metabolic helpers. They don't eliminate carbs, they don't restrict your meals, and they don't force you into dramatic lifestyle changes. Instead, they gently shift the way your body responds to the foods you already love. Think of these pre-meal hacks as tools that place a soft protective shield around your glucose curve, keeping it steady instead of letting it spike. Vinegar is one of the most powerful tools. A tablespoon of it mixed in water before a meal works almost like armor for your blood sugar. When vinegar enters the stomach, the acetic acid activates AMPK, an enzyme your body relies on to manage energy more efficiently. You can imagine AMPK as your internal energy manager, guiding your cells to absorb glucose more effectively and preventing excess sugar from flooding your bloodstream all at once. Vinegar also slows gastric emptying, which means your food moves through your system more gradually instead of rushing straight into digestion. With slower digestion, glucose is released into the bloodstream in small, manageable amounts. The result? You can eat rice, pasta, potatoes, or bread, and your blood sugar stays far calmer than it would without that vinegar shield. Lemon water provides a more subtle but still meaningful benefit. While it doesn't activate AMPK as strongly as vinegar, the acidity still slows digestion and keeps glucose from rising too quickly. Many people find lemon water easier to drink and more refreshing, especially before breakfast or a carb-heavy lunch. Lemon also supports hydration and stimulates gentle digestive activity, which improves overall metabolic function. Think of lemon water as the lighter, more refreshing cousin of the vinegar hack, softer but still impactful. Another pre-meal strategy involves having a small buffer food before eating carbs. This could be a handful of almonds, a few slices of avocado, a hard-boiled egg, or a spoonful of chia seeds. These foods slow the opening of your glucose gates, making it much harder for carbs to overwhelm your system. It's like sending a calming message to your digestive tract: prepare. Something is coming. When the carbs finally arrive, the gut is ready, the insulin response is steadier, and the glucose curve stays smoother. Some people also benefit from a glass of water before eating. Hydration seems simple, but water supports blood volume and makes it easier for your bloodstream to handle incoming glucose. Even something as small as drinking water with your vinegar or lemon can help your body process a meal more efficiently. None of this is about fear, restriction, or avoiding certain foods. These hacks simply work with your biology instead of against it. When you combine these strategies with your normal meals, you begin to notice changes in how you feel. Imagine eating pasta after a vinegar drink. Instead of feeling sleepy or heavy afterward, your energy stays steady. Picture enjoying fruit without the sudden hunger that used to follow. Or think about having rice with dinner and still waking up the next morning with stable glucose rather than big overnight spikes. These are small shifts with big ripple effects. The beauty of these hacks is their flexibility. You can choose the ones you enjoy, leave the ones you don't, and still see benefits. Vinegar can be apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, or any type you prefer. You can dilute it in more water if the taste is too strong. Lemon water can be warm or cold. Buffer foods can be savory, crunchy, creamy, whatever fits your routine. When the goal is metabolic stability, even small efforts matter. And because these habits are gentle and supportive, you can use them every day without feeling like you're adding another burden to your routine. The best part is how these hacks let you enjoy the foods you love without guilt. Carbs become less intimidating when you have tools that support your glucose curve. Instead of avoiding bread, fruit, or rice, you learn how to prepare your body for them. Over time, your cravings calm, your energy stabilizes, your mood improves, and your relationship with food becomes less stressful and more confident. Your meals feel balanced, not restricted. Tell me in the comments which pre-meal hack will you try today? Vinegar, lemon water, or a small buffer food? Most people think that controlling blood sugar is all about what you eat, but one of the most powerful tools you have isn't in your kitchen, it's in your muscles. The moment you move your body after a meal, something remarkable happens inside you. Your muscles turn into what I like to call glucose sponges, quietly soaking up sugar from your bloodstream, without needing much help from insulin. This is one of the easiest, most natural ways to bring your glucose down after eating, and the best part is that it works for everyone, no matter your age, fitness level, or schedule. When you go for even a simple 10-minute walk after eating, your muscles start pulling glucose inside to use as fuel. You can think of your muscles as tiny vacuums. The moment they contract, even gently, they begin to vacuum up excess glucose, clearing it from the bloodstream far faster than if you were sitting still. This happens through GLUT4, a special transporter on your muscle cells. Normally, insulin has to knock on the door and ask GLUT4 to come help move glucose inside. But when you move your muscles, GLUT4 responds automatically. No waiting, no extra insulin, no spike. Movement opens the doors that insulin usually has to unlock. This is why activity after a meal is so effective for stabilizing your glucose curve. If a meal raises your blood sugar, your muscles act as quick responders and sweep up the excess before it becomes a problem. Even gentle movement counts. You don't need a gym, a treadmill, or a workout session. Think of it as encouraging your body into a smooth post-meal rhythm rather than letting glucose sit in your bloodstream with nowhere to go. Imagine finishing lunch at work. Instead of heading straight back to your chair, you take a slow walk down the hallway, step outside for fresh air, or wander around the building for 10 minutes. Those few minutes dramatically change how your body handles that meal. Or picture yourself at home after dinner. Instead of sitting on the couch right away, you could walk around the house, tidy the kitchen, fold laundry, or take a gentle stroll outside. Every step activates muscle fibers. Every activation opens more glucose doors. And every open door means smoother blood sugar. For people who feel too tired after meals, slow movement can actually help more than rest. Post-meal fatigue often comes from glucose rising too quickly and then crashing. Movement keeps your curves steady, which keeps your energy steady. Even if you feel sluggish, a light walk can reset your system faster than sitting still. There are many ways to bring this into your routine. Some people like walk and talk, where they call a friend while pacing around their home. Others prefer a dishwasher walk, cleaning up the kitchen casually after each meal. Some like taking their pets out right after eating, and many people find joy in walking outdoors, using the time to decompress, breathe fresh air, and relax. The beauty of this habit is that it fits into your life naturally. You don't have to schedule it, plan it, or prepare for it. You only need to stand up and move gently. Over time, this small practice strengthens insulin sensitivity too. When your muscles regularly use glucose after meals, your cells become better at responding to insulin overall. This helps lower baseline blood sugar, reduce inflammation, support weight management, and improve mood and energy. It's a long-term benefit that grows from a habit that feels almost effortless. Think of movement as one of your most loyal metabolic tools, always available, always effective, always gentle. You can eat the foods you enjoy and still keep your blood sugar stable simply by giving your body a little help afterward. A 10-minute walk might seem small, but the science behind it is powerful, and the results build day by day. Tell me in the comments, do you already take a walk after meals, or are you planning to start today? Your gut plays a far bigger role in blood sugar control than most people realize. Think of it as the control center for your glucose curve, the place where signals are sent, nutrients are processed, hormones are released, and inflammation is either calmed or activated. When the gut is healthy, diverse, and balanced, your body handles carbs smoothly, but when it's inflamed or out of balance, even normal meals can trigger exaggerated glucose spikes. This isn't about cutting carbs, it's about supporting the internal environment that decides how your body responds to them. A healthy gut microbiome works like a team of tiny assistants. These microbes help break down fiber, ferment it into short-chain fatty acids, and strengthen the intestinal lining. When your gut lining is strong, glucose enters the bloodstream at a steady, controlled pace, not in sudden surges. But when the gut becomes leaky or irritated, glucose slips through too quickly, overwhelming the system. A balanced microbiome also communicates with your immune system, lowering inflammation. Low inflammation means insulin can do its job properly, guiding glucose into cells without resistance. When inflammation rises, insulin sensitivity drops, and your blood sugar stays elevated longer. Metabolic flexibility is another piece of the puzzle. It's your body's ability to switch between burning glucose and burning fat. When flexibility is high, your body handles meals with ease. When flexibility is low, often due to chronic stress, poor sleep, or gut imbalance, your glucose rises higher and stays up longer. Imagine your metabolism as a hybrid car. A healthy hybrid switches smoothly between fuel sources, but an inflexible metabolism is like a car stuck in one mode, burning through fuel inefficiently and creating spikes in the process. Hormones also play a key role. When your gut is functioning well, it releases hormones like GLP-1 and PYY, which help regulate appetite, digestion, and glucose response. These hormones signal fullness, reduce cravings, and tell your body to slow down the release of glucose. But when the gut is irritated or inflamed, these signals weaken. You may suddenly feel hungrier, crave more sugar, or experience sharper glucose peaks, not because of the carbs themselves, but because the hormonal messaging is disrupted. Sleep is another major factor. Poor sleep increases cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol is like a glucose accelerator. When it rises, your body releases more glucose into the bloodstream even without food. If your gut isn't strong enough to buffer these changes, the spikes become more intense. People often think they're reacting badly to carbs, but the real issue may be stress hormones paired with poor gut stability. Even a single night of bad sleep can make your glucose curve more chaotic the next day. Cravings, too, are deeply connected to gut health. When certain bacteria dominate, especially those that thrive on sugar, they send signals to your brain that amplify your desire for quick carbs. This isn't a lack of discipline, it's your microbiome pushing you toward the fuel it prefers. When your gut becomes more balanced, those cravings quiet down naturally. As cravings ease, you make choices that support steadier blood sugar without feeling deprived. Digestive efficiency also affects glucose levels. If your food breaks down too quickly, glucose floods the bloodstream. If digestion is sluggish, glucose lingers. A healthy gut helps regulate this timing perfectly. It supports smooth peristalsis, balanced enzyme release, and controlled nutrient breakdown. All of this leads to a gentler rise in blood sugar after eating, even if your meals contain carbs. Everything in your body is connected: your gut, your hormones, your stress levels, your cravings, and your glucose response. When the gut is thriving, your metabolism becomes more adaptable, your insulin works more efficiently, and your glucose curve becomes naturally calmer. You don't have to fear carbs or cut them out, you simply need the internal environment that knows how to handle them. Tell me in the comments, do you want a full video breaking down the gut-blood sugar connection in even more depth? Lowering blood sugar without cutting carbs becomes much easier when you understand how each of these strategies gently supports your body. Meal order helps you guide your glucose curve before it even has a chance to rise too quickly. When you start with fiber, then protein, and save starches for last, you are giving your body a structured, calm way to process your meals. Vinegar or lemon water adds another layer of support, creating a softer landing for your glucose after eating. These simple habits don't remove foods, they upgrade the way your body handles them. Movement takes the support even further. Those 10 minutes of walking after meals turn your muscles into active helpers, clearing excess glucose with almost no effort. You don't need intense workouts or long sessions. Gentle activity is enough to keep your glucose steady and your energy smoother throughout the day. And while you're working on your meals and movement, your gut is quietly shaping your entire metabolic landscape. A healthy microbiome, lower inflammation, and balanced hormones give your body the resilience it needs to handle carbs with ease. Better sleep, calmer cortisol levels, and improved metabolic flexibility all come along with nurturing your gut. When all these pieces work together, something powerful happens. You begin enjoying your food again without the guilt, fear, or confusion that often surrounds carbs. You don't have to remove bread, rice, fruit, or pasta from your life. Instead, you learn to pair them with habits that make your body feel supported and balanced. Over time, your cravings decrease, your energy becomes steadier, and your mood improves. Your weight begins to respond more easily because your insulin is working with you instead of fighting inflammation and spikes. And your long-term health benefits. Your heart, your hormones, your metabolism, your blood vessels, all gain stability from these daily choices. This process isn't about perfection. It's about understanding your biology and working with it. When you know how to guide your glucose gently, your life starts to feel more predictable. You stop experiencing sudden crashes, afternoon fatigue, and intense hunger that seems to come from nowhere. You feel more in control of your day because your blood sugar isn't swinging wildly behind the scenes. Steady glucose truly leads to a steadier life. These strategies don't require dramatic changes or complicated routines. They fit into real days, real meals, real families, and real lifestyles. You can use them whether you're cooking at home or eating out, whether you're busy or relaxed, whether your diet is simple or more flexible. They give you freedom instead of restriction. The freedom to enjoy food while keeping your health intact. Now that you've seen how these tools work together, I'd love to hear from you. Comment your biggest takeaway from this video and tell me which strategy you're excited to try first. Remember, steady glucose means a steady life.